Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mariner of Spirit. I'm stuck in a picture here. It's like a portal on a ship anyway, so I guess that's quite appropriate. Anyway, the audio is working now, and I'm still having an issue with my cameras. I don't think I'm going to try to pursue anything else because we got a great guest tonight, and I'm not wasting any more time. Not only that, but we have a co-host tonight, Carol Garcia, with us. So before I start out, I want to mention a couple of things besides that. Our guest is again Father Bob Bailey, and he's from the East Coast, and he's been in the paranormal for a long time, and he was actually working a long time ago, maybe as a tutorage with under the realm of the Warrens. And before we start out with everything else, I want to go ahead and say that the people that I support, Autographs, and that's with Tim Miley. It's a great fundraiser that they do. And they have actually a foundation, I believe now, and it's Tim and Lauren Miley, and they do a event, and usually they do quite a few during the year, and they have one that's going to be coming up. And how they started out was Tim lost his dog and didn't know what he was going to do. He was really in trouble about it, and he finally decided to take he had a picture of himself and his pup, and he took it to one of the Paracons, and he had a whole bunch of copies made, and he went ahead and sold them, and he decided that he was going to start to raise funds for pooches, and he started making money and for the shelters and for adopted animals and things of this nature. So they've gone great guns, and if you get the opportunity to go to one of their events, be sure to do it, because they do a great job, and they have always great speakers. It's one of those ones that comes up every year that I try to go ahead and make one way or the other, and they do a great job. Another one, the second one is PKC, Paranormal Kicks Cancer, with Chris Gaskowski and Alex Wilkerson. And they're from down in Florida. And they do basically the same thing, fundraiser work. And their main charity is cancer research. And that's why it's Paranormal Kicks Cancer, PKC. So they do a great job, and if you get the opportunity to run into them or at an event, be sure to say hello and tell them thank you very much, because they do an awesome job. The only other thing I mentioned is the authors that I support. The ones that these are basically some of the people that have been on the show. We start out with Bruce Holliday, Tobias Wayland, Adam Benedict, Kathy Kressel, Barnaby Jones, Sherilyn Cotter, Dr. Heatherly Langdon, Lynn Monet, Ron Iacovetti, Victoria Munday, Tony Rathman, Natalie Jones, Patty Negri, Sylvia Schultz, Amelia Cotter, Rex Nielsen, David Sloan, Christina Bloom, D.A.Y. Song, Joseph Hellenitt, and Dr. Rebecca Foster. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Dr. Bob in. Welcome, Father Bob. The reason I do that is because I happen to be one of those people that is an AA member, and I've been sober for quite some time, but my name for every time we would go ahead and we would do pools and everything at work, so that everybody had daily we would get in trouble. I would use Dr. Bob. So that's why it's here. I apologize.
Oh, no problem. A lot of people, is the older people in my parish, they go, "Oh, Doctor Bob," I mean Father Bob, just because they go to doctors, a lot of
or
doctors.
or they're in AA, one of the two.
Yeah, that could be.
So anyway, before I start questioning, I'm going to bring my co-host on, and this is Carol Garcia, and I'm going to start out just by going ahead and saying it's great having you on. Are you hear the feedback?
A little bit.
I should have lowered that microphone, but what I was going to say before we got interrupted here, I'm going to try one more thing. Go ahead and ask a question, Carol, if you'd like.
The first question that I have is, where did you begin? Was it in the priesthood or was it in the paranormal first?
The priesthood.
The priesthood?
I had, I had an interest in the supernatural since I was from before I was a priest. And then, I liked ghost stories and all of that kind of stuff. But none of my friends were into any of that stuff. So it kind of lay dormant, for quite a while until, I was a priest and a pastor, and then some of the paranormal shows started to come out, and that piqued my interest again in that. And that's how it started. But it wasn't a big leap of faith to go from believing in the supernatural miracles, visions, apparitions, healings to the paranormal, because basically miracles are paranormal.
Right. That's true. Who were some of the first people that you worked with within the paranormal
So
field?
you knew.
Sorry, Greg.
Go ahead.
So when I first started, I met.
Okay, you knew Elaine Warren, right?
I knew Lorraine Warren, but that was later on. But when I began, it was in association with Keith and Sandra Johnson. They had a weekly program called
Johnson.
Ghosts in the Air. So that was my first. And then at some point, Keith asked my help on a case, and then I knew that was the interest. That's where I was feeling led to go and to work more with. And then there was when I was introduced to Paranormal State. I started watching it, loved it. I just reached out to Ryan Buell. Ryan reached out right away. We began a friendship. I helped him on a case, and that's what got me onto Paranormal State. Through that, I met Lorraine Warren, worked with her, became good friends with her. She was a doll, and that's how that started.
I loved watching Paranormal State. That show was very different than the other paranormal shows that were out there because they went into quite a lot of depth of what was happening with the person and the family.
Yep.
I really liked how he ran those investigations.
And there was
it's amazing.
I was gonna say, but there was resolve too. Like he was totally client oriented, and okay, how can I help you? And they showed he got the help, whether it was spiritual, psychological, or whatever.
Hmm.
He got the help for them.
I'll let Greg take it from there.
The when you were working with me
Oh no.
and you started, what was your take on him in the beginning?
On who?
Ryan Buell, what
If
was
I
your
might
take
ask
on him in
that.
the beginning?
Oh, Ryan.
Do
Oh no,
you
I love
you
Ryan. Ryan and I became good
on
friends.
Ryan
Yeah, we became.
on
Yeah, we became
he
good
seems to
friends.
catch when it seemed to work quite well. I enjoyed that show immensely myself,
Hmm.
and it was actually it came out before Ghost Event or Ghost Hunters, if I'm correctly, because I can remember watching it before Jason and everybody else was on. So
Yeah,
uh,
I didn't see them till after.
it
Right.
was interesting. You
Oh no.
I know I can't.
I don't know what's going on with this. I might have to buy that, but I
Okay.
hope you can still hear me,
Barely,
A
Father.
little bit.
barely.
When did you start working with Keith
Okay,
and Carl
Carol,
Johnson?
you
Uh,
got a few questions for?
yeah, I began. Well, I used to go to the tapings, and he had some great guests, and I got to meet a lot of people in the paranormal. So I was in heaven because, I had finally I could people I could talk paranormal with, and I learned a lot,
Right.
from them through all of that. So, um, really, I worked with one case and consulted on some cases with him, but mostly it was my friendship with him. Being part of the Gosenier and just being in, I was a cheering section, in the audience.
Mm-hmm. It's great to learn from other people to see how they investigate or work on different
Yes,
cases and handle the, with the clients and stuff. There aren't that many groups that actually go into homes now to help families because of, different problems that occur. You really have to
yeah,
be covered when you go in and do stuff like that, the work, that kind of work.
yeah. I find a lot of many of the younger groups are more into going to haunted locations and trying to find activity there.
Hmm.
That's not why I was led into the paranormal. I was led in to want to help people,
Right.
obviously. And so did the people that I admired, you know.
Yeah. I was wondering about fallen angels.
Hmm.
How did
Uh,
can you guys hear me now?
yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How did the diocese handle you in the beginning when you first
Well,
ventured out into the paranormal?
I
Were
actually
they
went
open
to the
or armed?
yeah, yeah. I actually went to the bishop, my bishop at the time, and I brought him a book. It was a very short, almost like question and answer book on interviewing an exorcist. And and I just told him, I explained to him that, in the realm of spiritual battle and spiritual realities, you know, we need to have a voice within the paranormal community to speak. They want us. They actually want to hear what we have to say.
Hmm.
So we need to be there. And that's where I feel, that's important for me, that I can contribute in that way. And so he said yes. He just gave me a few caveats. He said, "Don't do an exorcism." I said, "Don't worry, I won't,
Hmm.
without permission." And but then it was fine. It was fine. As a matter of fact, years later, the secretary of the bishop told a friend of mine that he asked and said, "What do you think about Bob? Being doing this on the paranormal show and all this?" He said, some people priests like to play golf on their day off. Others like to chase ghosts.
Do you feel they're ghosts or they're spirits? What do you usually?
Well, ghosts and spirits mean the same thing. It's the same
Okay.
word. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't go. I mean, my field of ministry is mostly with dealing with the dark, because not a lot of people know how to do that, and
Mhm.
the ones that say they do scare me. So, you know, uh, as far as dealing with human spirits, I have, and I've prayed for them, and sometimes they're people who need, I mean, spirits who need closure. There's something needs to be done, and so I pray for them to go into the light, to rest in
Mhm.
God's grace. So, but for the most part, I engage. My field is in spiritual warfare.
You're actually called the paranormal padre, huh?
Yeah, some people had nicknamed me that, and it just stuck. I said,
That's
"Well, I'm cool with
nice.
that. I like it."
Yeah. Um, I heard a
Who
podcast that you were
who
doing that
named
you
you
were
that?
talking about.
Oh, it was so long ago. I don't. There were several people that were involved in paranormal groups.
You were talking about fighting
I'm
evil.
sorry.
Can you explain a little bit more in depth
I know
about?
that right now Thomas Patrickson.
Thomas Patrickson.
He's
Which is
in
pretty
the
cool.
comments in the watching the
Thomas
show.
Patrick Gromley. If I get that
Oh,
wrong, if I
Gormley.
get that
Oh,
wrong
hi,
again,
Tom. Oh, yeah,
he's gonna
he's a dear friend.
He's a wonderful
he,
guy.
he's a I enjoy him immensely.
So,
But this is a real treat because you're a very special priest.
eh,
Thing.
ask my family. They may say something different. No. But yeah, what was the question? I forgot now.
You had talked about fighting evil
Oh, yes,
in
yes.
a
He
podcast. Can you go into a little bit more depth on that?
oh,
Yeah, I mean, if a paranormal group uh or someone locally, because after Paranormal State, when people learned about me, people were asking for help, particularly, you know, around my area. And so I wanted to respond to that. In the beginning, what would happen would be the paranormal groups themselves would say, "Father, we did an investigation and we think there's a dark spirit here. So, would you come?" And so I would go and do a house liberation, a house cleansing. And then within time, I joined up with other people who were part of paranormal investigative groups, but they wanted to, uh, join in doing the spiritual battle, and they were spiritually mature, prayerful persons.
Hmm.
So we began, to form our own group when it came to that. So that's and how we doing the fighting of evil is through prayer, religious provocation, using holy water, doing holy incense just to root out the evil spirits, and then to try and create a hedge of protection around the house so that they didn't come back, and then show the clients how to keep their house and their lives protected, you
Mm-hmm.
know, in the future.
And do you have you noticed that there's more of an, I guess, like an uptick of
Yes, I think
ornery
there
or
is.
angry spirits lately?
I think yes, I do think from the reports that are coming in, yes, that there is more of an uptick. In what happens is as people move away from religion, they enter more into superstition or into other things that you know evil can have an in.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, so it's not surprising. Even in places in Italy and in other places in Europe, there's a rising need for exorcists. In fact, there's a school in Rome for that
I
teaches
read
that.
about that a while ago
Yeah.
for more exorcists to help.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From different faiths also, right? Or
Well,
no?
this I mean, there are exorcists from different faiths.
Uh-huh.
Each tradition usually has a belief in evil spirits and how to banish them. But the one in Rome gears more to with the Catholic Christian traditions,
Mm-hmm.
because it's for priests and religious and some lay people on the spiritual battle. But the education and what to look for and stuff like that is probably shared by many other cultures, but it's how we go about doing the battle that would be unique to our own religious tradition.
I seem to think that like and I don't know if this is something that you believe in, but a lot of people from different faiths are talking basically about the same thing, but they tag it with a different name,
Yeah, yeah, that's true in a lot of
and
ways.
so
Absolutely.
a lot of confrontation comes into play when that's something that people are talking about within religion,
A confrontation, as in,
like bickering or arguing as to what's right and what's wrong. But to me, it's just more
n-
of
usually not in the spiritual battle. I haven't found that.
no. I mean, like if you're just talking, to say a group of people,
Oh, oh,
like at a gathering or something.
yeah, depending.
Somebody,
Less than before, much less than years ago.
yes,
Much less.
it's how many cases have you, or percentage of cases have you come into contact with any demons?
Uh, on my own, outside of the show, probably a handful of them that were actually demonic,
Uh-huh.
maybe a little bit more, but yeah, actually demonic. Others might be other kind of spirit activity or lesser spirits,
Hmm.
but basically their roots in the demonic anyhow. So, but there's always a good percentage of clients when we go in to see them that there's a rational explanation. It could be because of appliances. It could be because of medical issues, psychological issues, and
When you work on a case that's all checked out beforehand.
not usually beforehand when we go in. Now, yeah, I mean, it's a learning process. So now we try to have an assessor that will go in and ask the right questions.
Hmm.
And then after that, we can further, before I go in there, get to know the case a little bit better and how to guide the people.
Have you noticed that there's more cases that are more psychological
There's
with
a number
people?
of them. Yeah, there is a number of them because it seems that the ones who generally have issues like are reticent to talk about it because they don't want
Hmm.
people to think they're crazy.
Right.
So things have to be really, really bad for people actually to come, but they do,
Uh-huh.
but there is a lot of because it's sometimes it's easy, it's difficult to tell the difference between a psychological issue and a spiritual one, and that's why as Catholics we believe in holistic,
You would see me
medical,
come.
psychological, and spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
So we take all three into account.
Okay. Mhm. Hey, Father Bob.
There's a pretty big question there on the comments from Christy. She says, when people consider demons, do you think that there are a lot more demons than they think there are? And they should watch out? Or do you think that there's a lot less, then they have much less to worry about when it comes to demons?
Everything, and something's going crazy with the camera.
I think that if you're a believer
and the
and grounded in your faith, that
Mhm.
you don't have to
and the line itself.
worry.
So I
And,
apologize for that.
So and grounded in your faith, then you don't really have to worry as much. Yeah, there I think there's a lot more spirit activity, even demonic activity, because people are opening up portals. They're doing uh, conjuring and divination, not knowing what they're doing, and opening up all kinds of portals, spiritual
Very
portals.
dangerous when you don't know
Yeah,
what they're doing.
yeah, and everybody thinks they know, but they don't, and that's a problem. So, when we were little kids, we played with the Ouija board, but it was very innocent things. Now it's a whole different story, and what's out there that can be picked up on is far more dangerous because more portals have been opened.
I used it once, and one time way too many for me,
Mhm.
especially in the home that I was telling you about earlier. It was not a good thing to do that there, that's for sure. I
Yeah,
never touched another one after that.
yeah, yeah. It's best not to because you
Yeah,
don't know what you're bringing in, and these things can lie even to the best,
right. I
even
also
to the
feel like
most
when you're
intuitive.
using a Ouija board, you're using energy with other people. If you're using different other equipment and you're doing it by yourself, yes, you still need to be protected,
Hmm.
but it's your energy that you're working with, and you're not connecting with another person that you may not know what's their intent, their true intent.
Correct, correct.
So yeah, I don't touch those things anymore, ever.
Oh, there's a dynamic duo.
Yep. How are you, Father Bob?
Hi.
Good.
How you doing?
Getting ready for some more snow, but not too much.
Yeah. We're
It's
hitting 50
snowing
degrees
here.
here.
Oh, I hate you.
It's supposed to be 64
This
one day
is.
next week.
Can you hear me now or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Loud and clear. Hey,
Well, that's good that they can hear you.
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear, Greg.
Go ahead and let's.
You want me to keep asking questions?
She's doing a great job.
Thanks.
Yeah,
It's
you
great
are.
they have Father on.
Um,
As one or two.
do you feel that people that are, I guess, spiritually learned, I guess you would say, do you feel that they're able to help cross over spirits, or do you think it should be left to like a priest or
Well, I think anybody can pray for souls,
mm-hmm,
to go to be with God. Anybody can do that. As Catholics, we've always had the tradition of the holy souls that were in the process of on the journey to the Lord, who died in God's friendship, but still has some baggage, and So, we can pray for them and
Hmm.
ask God to continue to look with mercy and to help them, just like we could pray for one another in instances. So yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
That's yeah. Do you what are your thoughts on I guess it would be purgatory? Do you feel that that's another dimension, or you think that's another level of?
Actually, purgatory, in our belief, is part of heaven. It's, in other words, our faith teaches us, the scriptures teach us that only the perfect can enter
Hmm.
the kingdom of God, and so you have to be. Um, so when you die, if you die in God's friendship, you haven't rejected Him, but yet you still haven't. There's some unrepented things there. Well, a merciful God is, should you go to hell because of that? No. The merciful thing is, you get a chance to work on that, to be refined, purified, and prepared so that you have that beautiful garment to present when you go into the kingdom. And so
Hmm.
that's what we consider purgatory. It is you're guaranteed heaven. It's
Right.
just it's just you're on the journey.
Right. Do you believe that there is reincarnation?
Personally, no. I mean, my faith doesn't, it's not in my belief system, but
Okay.
some people do.
Hmm. So you don't feel that there's ever been other lifetimes that we've been here on Earth?
I don't think so. I think that there is a scientific, um, thing that about things that have happened in the past that go down with you. These things continue in you
Hmm.
down through generations and generations. They're like attached to you. There's a name of it, and I can never ever remember the name. But there's a psychological term for that. I mean, a scientific term where the stuff that's happened through the family tree and stuff can be imprinted on us through the generations, and that's
Right.
why we think, "Oh, I've been there before." Yeah, an ancestor, and that's my personal take on it.
Okay. Um, I don't know. Let's see what else we got here.
How about one for the dynamic duo? Take me off the hot seat.
Take you off the hot seat. Greg, you want to ask Russ and Russell a question?
He's off. Oh, okay, he's on.
They can ask questions. If you can hear me, I can't. I don't even know if you can hear me.
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loud and
If you
clear.
have a few questions for Father, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
why
I
you
got
guys are
one.
here.
Yeah, we got one. Have you seen our family
And your
lately,
old
Bob?
What's that?
Have you seen our family lately? Tony and
Uh,
Julie?
oh, a few months ago.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
stayed at the house overnight with friends.
yeah. We're gonna make a trip out there to see them this summer. Yeah. So we'll all get together. Oh,
Very nice.
Yeah, we're gonna come up to Rhode Island also, so we're coming to see you too.
yep.
Uh-oh, close the borders.
Yeah.
Shut the hurricane barrier.
You got it.
Well, we're also gonna go harass Keith and Carl too while we're
Yeah.
at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're an equal opportunity harasser.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go see John Zappas. So
Oh, he's a wonderful man also.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna let us see his museum.
How
Oh,
you been
yeah, I didn't
feeling,
even ask
Craig?
any questions about Annabelle. You
He'd
probably
be the
get that
man.
often,
He'd be the
right?
man to ask
He'd be the man to
because
ask.
he blesses that museum.
How often do you go to work with the items that are in the Warren?
Well, I did more extensively during the tour.
Mhm.
But it's been a couple of months now.
Did you go to the locations when they were traveling with the
Yeah,
doll?
most of them, yeah, I did.
There
Yeah.
are a lot of protections that have to be put on those items so that.
Yeah, binding protection for the people,
Mhm.
protection for the area, for the area there. Yeah.
Did they have some really good outcomes at the locations that they went to?
Well, a lot of people,
Yeah.
a lot of people.
What do you
Well,
think
New
is the
Orleans was,
fascination with that? Do you think it's because of
well, because
the
of the movies,
yeah.
but also because of the whole thing of the museum itself. So it was a good teachable moment to teach about good versus evil, to teach about the reality of the
Mhm.
devil and all of that. And towards the end of the tour, I got a brain bulb of bringing my holy relics, and especially relics that had been attached to miraculous events, and to teach people about positive paranormal phenomenon as
Mhm.
opposed to the scary stuff. And it was just an experiment the first time. I said, probably people walk right by my table, and when the opposite was true. They wanted to hear about it. They felt
That's
safe.
amazing.
They felt safe. They felt protected. They were very interested because for some of them, they never heard about that stuff.
Right.
So I've decided to take that on the road and make it and make it a topic for me to talk to at different events. So yeah,
Have any of you noticed that there's more people that are like opening up to the paranormal now, with like gifts coming in that they don't know what's happening to them?
I think so, but I don't have anything to measure it against,
Okay.
you know. Um, so people say they're sensitive, they can pick up on things, and you know, I tend to believe them unless all of a sudden now they got the gifts and now they're going out and making a profit out of it. But um,
I
yeah,
don't believe in making a profit out of it.
but I believe that yeah, there are people awakening, just
Hmm.
like there's a spiritual awakening. The Gen Zs, they're coming back to church, they're finding faith.
That's
And
wonderful.
especially I've been watching statistics about Gen Zers um, flocking back to the Catholic Church,
Hmm.
looking for tradition, looking for that otherworldliness.
Hmm.
So, yeah, and actually,
Have Russ and Russell, have you noticed that also? That
Yeah,
Oh
we
yeah.
have quite a bit being out there between the residential stuff that we do and then being out at events and paracons. You're starting to see a lot more of it.
Yeah, we get a lot of people asking questions, and uh, Bob knows that,
well, the
right?
worst thing to have is fear, right?
yeah,
So
Yeah, yeah,
that's the best way to help people, is to, show them that most of it's not as bad as what is portrayed on TV, right?
oh right,
That's all for
right.
sensationalism.
It,
Yeah, that's all entertainment.
it's all
Yeah,
different when you see it in life. It's all different.
right.
What you see
yeah.
on TV. I mean, you're doing the real thing, you know.
Yeah.
And
It
you know
takes
the re-
hours and hours and hours sometimes to collect evidence.
oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
know, and that's the short for the paranormal shows. I understand they have to do it because they only have an hour show,
Hmm.
but
right.
they synthesize days and hours of stuff into well, really, what, 45 minutes with all the commercials
Right.
show to resolve everything, and people think that's reality,
Right.
and, and
Yeah.
that part isn't reality.
Hmm.
Right.
And
Oh,
sometimes they get no resolve, or they don't know it. It's not candy cutter in every case. I
Right.
mean, cookie cutter. Uh,
Yeah.
Or they'll see
No,
a show and then go to that location and
no.
expect to get the same type of
Yep.
activity that they
Yeah.
Yep.
saw on that show when they're there for maybe 3, 4 hours.
I'm gonna let my son tell you the case we did.
Yes, I was just going to ask that.
Yeah.
Is there any cases that you could talk about without mentioning any names?
Yeah.
We could talk about the one we were just on, the Glen House in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. We were down there for Kenten Paranormal's birthday. And we found out afterwards the reason why we were brought there was because of our ties to the Warrens. And we know how to get rid of something dark and demonic out of locations. And somebody had brought in something dark in this place, and the board of directors wanted it out of there. So Kent knew the perfect us two to do it, and we went down there, and that thing did decide to show its weary head. They caught it on thermal, two white glowing eyes that read 86 degrees on the thermal. And
Wow.
so we went in there and did our thing, which you can actually see it in the video of us getting rid of it, and you can see the thing shoot right behind me in the video.
Yeah. It was face to face with me, and it grabbed me by the hands. I was sitting in a chair. So we just came from Catholic Church, got blessed, and we had our medals, and we got them all blessed. Well, this thing didn't want no part of us, but he, it was a lower demon.
Lower level, it was something
Yeah.
brought in by a Ouija board. They were playing with a Ouija board in there, which wasn't allowed, and she ended up having to kick that team out of that location for violating it.
And I'll tell you something. I felt sick when I got home for about what, 2 days?
Yeah, about 2 or 3 days.
When you felt the touch on your hands, was it hot or was it cold?
It was hot.
Uh,
Yeah, it left marks on my wrist.
did it burn? It burned you?
Yeah. But,
Wow.
that with my protection on me is that, and my abilities, what I have, Bob knows that, my abilities. And the point is that, I could see things, other people can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And, my relative, Rain, you know that, Bob. She could see things like, things going on. When we walk into a place, me and my son, we know if it's bad or good. It's not too bad because you feel a lot of pressure, you know, and we bless ourselves before we go in people's homes. But
And then you cleanse everything after you leave?
oh yeah, yeah.
After we leave,
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
pull off on the side of the road, pull all the gear out, start cleansing it down with holy water and doing prayers over it. And
We say prayers before we go in the house, and
Mm-hmm.
but we do a lot of it. It's and we got what 3 cases to do soon.
yep.
And the point is that people say, "Well, oh, I got this going on and that going on." My word is, people shouldn't play with Ouija boards if they don't know what they're doing.
It's very dangerous.
You can open up a door, and once you open that up, you get nightmares. That's it.
Well, that's like
Well,
doing.
sometimes a little bit more comes through than causing nightmares
You
too.
got
It's
it.
very
You got
frightening.
Yeah.
Well, that's like doing Estes spirit box sessions. It's the same thing as a Ouija board. If you don't know what you're doing
Right.
and you don't have that intention set, you're opening up a whole can of worms that could be a potential dangerous nightmare for you.
Right.
Yeah, and what I try to do, and I'm in the process of trying to, like, all of my experience over the years of what I've done with, you know, with spiritual warfare, I'm trying to make into a workbook for groups. Um, and the thing is, when I go in, even if I assume it's a ghost, well, I was telling you, you got to bring everything into the authority, for us as Christians, into the authority of Jesus Christ, and bind them,
Got it.
tell you the truth, and to, the answer, because spirits, I mean, we're no match to spirits. So if we go in our own name, that's one thing. But we are no match for anything, especially anything malevolent. And you just don't know which are and which aren't. You
Yep.
don't,
Mhm.
and you
Well,
know,
if
and even people with abilities can be duped. I
you
know some
got
of
it,
them, you
Oh,
think,
yeah,
"Oh God, no,
there's a
no,
lot of
my gift,
tricksters, right?
yeah,
yeah,
my gifts, so, no, that's not true." I mean, look at Annabelle. The
yeah,
whole thing, a psychic told that it was a spirit of a girl named Annabelle. It wasn't. It was a demonic spirit
Yep.
that's
Have you
attached to
worked with any other dolls other than Annabelle also?
that. Only for the museum, the Shadow Doll. Yeah,
Okay.
that's quite formidable. When I was in there last, we went into the museum and we took a regular Panasonic tape recorder, and we asked some questions. Well, I didn't ask questions. I did religious provocation. And
Hmm.
so when I asked the shadow down, "Do you submit to the lordship of Jesus Christ?" You heard, "Ah!" It was blood
you got it.
curdling on
Yep.
that tape recorder.
Wow.
And every time I mentioned Jesus or Mary or Latin in Latin, it growled. Same thing with Annabelle, so
Wow.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
my
they don't
son,
like that at all.
No.
my
Mm-mm.
son, that when we did that case, we had holy water, and my son was saying the prayer in Latin
I was using one of Ferris' prayers.
prayers,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and boy, this thing didn't like it.
Mm-mm.
And I mean, the point was when he did that, that thing came face to face with me, and I could see the white eyes, and he just this thing just grabbed me, and I was holding on the chair, and I had another guy. I told him to sit down in the other chair, so he was sitting there, and when I screamed and said the Lord's prayer, get out of here, you know you you know you don't belong here, and boy, he threw holy water, and it landed on me, and boom, that thing just went right on. Oh, you're right, Father Bob. You're right. Because, every time I go in a house, I have that fear that I can be, like you said, attacked and everything. But that's why we're blessed and we use everything we have. And I carry a small Bible with me.
Did something happen to both of you that night?
My son felt a little woozy on it,
Yeah, I felt drained
drained.
for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
But, we got it out of there. And the one that runs the place, excuse me, he she gave us a hug and said, "Wow, you know that's why we had you here." But see, you know, a lot of people when they play with a Ouija board and they go down to the basement and they this that they think they're talking to their grandmother or whatever, And once you open that door, like I said, and you don't know how to handle it. And then a lot of people take the thing and they look through the eye, and that's bad. So, but see, I've seen a lot of people use Ouija boards, you know, and we did one case, and it was a little girl that what was shook her head.
She had infant syndrome, ended up having brain surgery because as a baby, her mother took her and shook her.
So what happened is that him and me, we went there. We're sitting on a couch. She comes over to me and she goes, "You died and came back, and they know who you are." And it shut his equipment right off, and her eyes were black.
Yeah, I mean, her eyes were just solid black like coal. She'd come up to me and looked me dead in the face, and it felt like someone took their fist and drove it right between my eye sockets.
But see, we wanted to come back. The mother wanted us back,
But the father didn't.
And I don't know what happened with this girl, but we're sitting on the couch, and next moment, underneath where we were sitting, it was a tunnel, another part, and that's where it was coming from. It used to be a doctor's office where people, passed away and stuff.
There's bullet holes in the door. There's
Door and
still
everything.
blood on the kitchen shade.
It was bad.
And then you have the brother downstairs near that tunnel playing with a Ouija board every night. And they're seeing this figure walking down this hallway constantly. Every night they see it.
How old are these children that are playing with these boards?
The one, he's about 21, but the little girl, she was only about 6.
Yeah, it was
Oh
bad.
my goodness.
And then over in the corner, we seen stacks of Ouija boards.
Yeah, they have a bunch of Ouija boards in the home.
They revolve freezing.
Yeah.
And then she was sitting there playing with her toys, and it was like something was telling her to take her toys and throw them.
And, she was saying, well, you can't play with this. You can't do that, And she was throwing her toys everywhere. But, we couldn't help her,
Yeah, the father wouldn't let us come back.
back.
To solve that situation.
When you do homes such as that, do you go back a few times?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we always go back. We like to do what we call a 3-home visit. And
What's that?
we'll go back and check, do walkthroughs of the house, make sure everything is still clear, make sure they're following our instructions of what we instruct them to do to keep their home safe, especially if we're chasing out something dark,
Mm-hmm.
to keep it from coming back in.
We have papers when we walk in there for them to sign. That gives us permission to talk to the child and, and cover us, well as cover them, and they sign them and read them.
Plus confidentiality
Yeah.
agreements that we're not going to post anything or post addresses.
You see, a lot of this stuff, people want us to show it. We can't.
No,
It's right.
that's not entertainment.
No, it's
No.
not.
No.
And that's what I say to people, even about the Warrens. They say, oh, the Warrens are frauds. They did this, they
Yeah.
did that. When they don't realize that there was confidentiality agreements back then, too, that they're only allowed to put out what the client will let them put out. So here they get called frauds, and they're doing this, they're faking that, they're making money off of this. And that's not the case.
If it wasn't for them,
You
we
can't
wouldn't be doing
hear
this.
me.
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you,
we're
Greg.
going to hear you,
Yeah.
Craig. We wouldn't be doing none of this at all. I mean, they were out there with a tape recorder and
Their religious box full of religious items and holy water and
We're all
You know that, Father Bob,
Absolutely.
right? And
Father Bob, do you, when you go on investigations to any homes, do you use any equipment now?
Um, depends on the situation. It would depend if we're still not sure. When I go in, they
Mhm.
haven't had any investigation. I might. Yeah, yeah, because
What would be
it's
your most important piece that you would use?
well now I would use the Panasonic. Let me tell you, the digital recorder surprised me. The good old fashioned one.
Hmm.
Um, I might use it. I like an Ovilus. I like the Ovilus. Um,
Yeah, some of the pieces of equipment are really amazing that they're
and
making now.
expensive. So
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I would love an SB7, but I can't afford it. But yeah, I might use that. It depending. Like again, I mean, if another group is already going in there and determined, then I really don't have to do that. I would just go in and do the house liberation. Because in any event, even if some of the things are explainable away, it never
Mhm.
hurts to bless a house.
Nope.
Right.
So
well, we did one, and this lady, her eyes turned back to her head, and her eyeballs turned
Upside down
up,
cross getting scratched in her
scratching her
neck.
neck. And she comes out and she goes, "It's mine. It's mine. I don't want. I don't want it to leave. It's mine." We got her out of the
I think
house.
that's. Can you guys hear me now or not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can
yes,
hear you,
Yeah.
Doug. And we got it out, and we said the Lord's Prayer and everything, and we used holy water. We found and we grabbed her hands, and next moment we seen the cross upside down in her neck, and we got today, right now, is that every Thanksgiving she invites us over for Thanksgiving. We're like family.
That's nice.
She wanted to kill her husband, her kids, and people don't understand this,
Right.
you know. And we go into houses and we deal. But when you got these clowns going in somebody's house, and says, "I'm a ghost hunter,"
Yeah.
and they go in there and they mess everything up. It makes our job a lot harder.
Or they go in there and they stir it all up just for their get evidence and that's it. And then they walk out and the poor client is scared out of their minds. And then it's amped up even more because they decided to go in there and provoke it and anger it. And
Right.
then they're going to call somebody else to come in and fix that mess instead of them. If they're going to do residential, see it through. Don't just walk out on a
Yeah,
client and abandon them. If you can't help them, find them help. Reach out to somebody that does residential, that's experienced, somebody like us or Nesper or any of them that do it, and have us come in and fix it.
I know Tony had the same case. You know that, Father Bob. He
hmm,
went on a case, and these people went in there, messed everything up. I remember that case. You should remember it too. Remember that one there that Tony went on it. You had Wade. All of them went on it.
uh, I may not have been privy to that, the information
No,
about that.
but they were talking to you about it.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
how can people
Dan
get in
was still
contact
around.
with you,
Dan,
with
Dan
each of
was
you?
still around. God
Well,
bless
what's
his
that
soul.
count? What's that?
How could people get in contact with each of you?
Uh, they can contact. I have a website and there is a Facebook page. I'm part of. I'm the founder and director of the Holy Sword Apostolate,
Okay.
and so the website is Holy Sword Apostolate, APOSTOLATE.com. And the
Wonderful.
Facebook is the same thing, Holy Sword Apostolate.
And Russ and Russell?
You can get a hold of us on Facebook, Beyond Life Paranormal Research Missouri, Cold Spotters Missouri. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, under the same names, on YouTube, and my own show, the Beyond Life Paranormal Podcast, every Saturday. And if you can't find Father Bob, just get a hold of me. I can get a hold of Father
thank you.
Bob.
Yeah, we can get a hold of him anytime we want.
So,
And for bookings, like for talks or workshops, my agent is
Thank you.
Asia, AJA at
One moment.
methodical.com.
I don't think you can hear me at all, can you?
Yeah,
we
we
can
can
hear you.
hear you,
Yes,
Craig.
we can hear you. I
All
was
right.
going to ask one last question for the three of you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me.
Nice.
I just
I think he's been wanting to say something. We haven't been letting him. Go ahead, Greg.
I just want to say, hey, I apologize for the circumstances. Should be
Oh boy, the voice went out again.
All right. Okay. What's your last question?
this should be great, and it is great. It's great to have you guys here. Even apologize. That means you got to come back, Father Bob. Okay, and you guys too.
Oh yeah,
Greg, I have
Russ,
one more
Russ.
question.
Okay. What's the
Yeah.
question?
And I'll have Carol here to go ahead and ask the questions but it's been a great show,
I don't want to interrupt him.
and
May have to, because you might close the show out before
I
you
wish
Yeah,
that I had
don't let
one,
him
What do
close
you
out yet.
feel
Okay. Wait.
is the ultimate
and I
purpose
had one
of life?
The what? The
question,
ultimate
and the
purpose
only one would be
Yes, what do you feel the
is-
ultimate purpose of life is?
is
have you
to
Besides
love
the-
God and to do His will and to be happy with Him forever.
I would
In the next.
does
Russ and Russell?
All right.
You'll
I
have
said
to
it's
repeat.
the
You was cutting in and out. So
Yeah, he's cutting in and out.
internet connection.
So he hasn't had his ice cream. That's what it is.
what was your question again?
Didn't work out right.
What do you feel
You guys are in slow motion too, by the
is
way.
the ultimate purpose of life?
Woogie.
They're in slow motion. I can't I can't have anything be said. Poor Father
We're-
Bob is sitting there.
Oh no, we've been
He's-
answering
I
questions.
don't know. Look at it.
You know what, Bob?
I guess you'll
He's
have
going,
to fill him in.
what's going on here?
I don't think he can hear us.
No,
I don't
no.
think he
So
can
you can
either.
just fill it in afterwards. It was a good interview. You're a good interviewer.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That
Now
was the first time.
I got one thing to say to you, Carol.
We
What?
still have to answer a question yet.
All right, I'm going to answer it before. Tell Father Bob, when you had me on there, and I was sitting in my chair at home here, what'd you see behind me?
A beautiful angel. Big angel over his shoulder. Oh, it was over your right shoulder.
Yeah,
Yep.
I could actually see the wings. It was the most miraculous sighting that I've seen in a long time. It was really beautiful.
Great.
I'd rather see that than any kind of darkness, that's for sure.
you
I
got it.
agree.
Yeah.
Well, Father Bob's got an angel all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope so. I need my guardian angel. I depend
I
on.
know you do.
You have him, Father Bob. That's for sure.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be fair spiritual director if you didn't.
you got it.
I think he's gonna want to shut this off now.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, it's great. Great.
I
All
don't
right.
know, like cut, turn it off. I don't know how to tell him to shut it down.
God bless you.
God bless you
You
guys.
too, guys. Stay
Thank
safe.
you all.
Yeah.
Have a
Bye.
good evening.
Oh, I wish this was working right.
It's still live.
I
Cut. It's still
love you guys.
live.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dr. Bob,
Love you
Father
too.
Bob.
And
Okay.
we'll see you, Carol.
Appreciate it, guys.
Take care.
Hopefully
It was
we'll
good
see
to
you a
see
little
you
bit
both.
if this works again.
We'll get
And,
together again.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear
Yeah.
We've been hearing you.
me?
We have.
I don't know what happened.
Ha 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 ha.